One of the most versatile cocktail families is known as the sour. This runs all the way from probably the most famous, the grandfather of the family if you like, the whiskey sour, all the way through to modern twists on the sour such as the margarita and the cosmopolitan. Now a sour is very simply a ratio which builds around a strong ingredient. In this case we're going to be using 42 Below passion fruit, lemon juice and simple syrup or sugar or a sweetening agent. It could be a liqueur. In this case we're going to keep it nice and simple. Our total ingredients are going to be 42 Below passion fruit, freshly squeezed lemon juice, which I've squeezed here with my citrus press, simple syrup, which is a blend of half sugar, half water, a little dash of Angostura bitters, and the secret ingredient, of course, a little bit of egg white. But first, before we do that, just going to serve this up in a glass just to accentuate the sweet and sour combination. I've prepared a little bit of cinnamon sugar here. For 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, about 5 teaspoons of sugar. And now, just using that juicy part, I'm just going to basically run the cocktail glass through the cinnamon sugar. Now, just in case I might be serving a guest that perhaps doesn't like sugar or cinnamon, I've left a little space clear as well so that they can drink it through the dry part. But as you see there, a lovely powdered rim, which of course is the aim of this cocktail. From there we move on. Now what I'm going to be needing to do here, I'm going to try and use the jigger because this way I'm going to be able to keep all of my ingredients in proportion. So the ingredient I want the least of is going to be my sweetening agent. So I'm going to use 1 part of that, that's simple syrup. Now one thing to remember, whenever you're making a sour drink or a drink where the sweet and sour need to be in balance, you can always make a drink sweeter later by adding something like simple syrup. But it's very, very hard to make a drink more tart. You have to add a lot of lemon juice to try and bring a drink back in balance. So just like a chef can always add more salt, always err on the side of caution and keep your drinks drier rather than sweeter. It's always easier to amend that. So now I have twice as much freshly squeezed lemon juice in here as I do sugar. And now I want 3 times as much 42 Below passion fruit to really give it an amazing, beautiful, almost exotic, tropical flavour. The sour is very much an old-fashioned type of drink, but the addition of 42 Below passion fruit is going to make it nice and summery. Then I need a little bit of bitters, which is just going to round the flavours. Now, if I'm worried about my sweet and sour balance, instead of making things, instead of adding it just before I finish or trying to add it once it's in the glass, I can always give it a quick stir here, like so. At which point I have a tart palate, and that's pretty much perfect for me. But say I'm making it for somebody with a slightly sweeter palate, I'd probably add a little squeeze more of simple syrup. It's probably likely to bring it into the sort of sweet balance that they're looking for. Now I'm going to add ice. And just before we shake it, I also want an amazing texture as well. So the sour classically involves a little bit of egg white. Try and keep it chilled. Try and make sure it's from free-range chickens and free-range eggs. All right, now we're going to give this a really good hard shake because we really want a lovely fluffy texture before we finish this drink off. Really sort of work that drink. Going to get an amazing sort of fluffiness. You can see it's already got a lovely pale pink. And now using our Hawthorn strainer, I just put that over the mouth and strain this. And you can see what the egg white has done here. It's added a really, really sort of soft, fluffy texture. The bitters has given us a very, very pale pink hue, which is quite delightful. And this offset against the cinnamon is going to be delicious, I hope. Smells amazing. It's got a really, really rich tropical flavour and a little bit of sort of old-fashioned cinnamon as well. That is fantastic. So clean, so light. It's amazing. The passion sour.